a blood red summer, one I can't forget. When you took the one thing out in this world I had left, for I will remember until the end of time. If it takes forever, retribution will be mine. This I know in the end, but I wanted you to know that I won't forget. No. And I feel you hear us crying for the ones we lost and loved underneath our savage sun. How many killing seasons can you justify? How many dead and bleeding only for an ivory lie? Or was it for the money? Or was it for the thrill? If I could have my way, no, yours would be the blood I'd spill. But I won't, not today, 'cause revenge is best served cold. This I know, so I'll wait. Oh, and I feel you hear us
bad right now. It's a little noisy inside the house. Sure. Yeah. It's a whole process, isn't it? Oh, all brand new. First time using it. Mm. Shit. Yeah. Yes, sir. It's been a while since I've oh yeah.
All right, so we are back for another episode of fun and enjoyments, and welcome everybody
Yes,
to
sir.
the new episode. Obviously, a different one, and we're all excited to start this one. So, hopefully, you guys are too. And you know, right now we got a new guest. Last time it was Sacrifice from Fright Dome, and now we got the one and only Bear Claw from Scary Farm. And you know, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, and
Oh yeah.
we'll take it from there. Mike's all yours, Bear Claw.
All right. So Bear Claw is my hot name, and my actual name is Angel. I've been monster at Scary Farm for this was just my second year. First year I made Ghost Town. Second I was on Ghost Town again, but my second year I was sliding, so it was a little bit different. Way
Mm,
more interesting than my first year, I say.
right.
but
And go ahead.
yeah, other than that, I'm just working other jobs. So during the season, it's a little bit of a killer going from day job to night job. Having to switch it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still a youngin', so I got the energy. I can do it. I'm only 20.
Yeah. And so you said this was your second season, and already you didn't do a house. You just went straight on to Ghost Town. And so for
Yeah,
why don't you tell everyone your first experience being in Ghost Town before you were
first
sliding?
experience.
Yes.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. My very first night, I spent most of the time in the bathroom throwing up. Just putting it all out there because I couldn't. Yeah, that's how bad it was for me. Oh, I was not ready. Yeah, I was that tired.
Man,
So it took me a while to get used to it and everything. So about like the second week in, I was like, okay, I can do a full night because even the days following on the first week, like it was, I yeah, it was really bad. I don't remember like feeling so much pain and then just having to do it all over again.
wow.
but
Wow.
yeah. Other than that, my first year, my brother also worked on Ghost Town,
Wow.
so he was a monster prior as well from 2012 to I think 2017. I want to say
Ooh,
he
okay.
started out in Fallout Shelter, and then his first year Fallout Shelter 2012, and then from 2013 on Ghost Town Streets,
Oh,
and then he
wow.
took a couple years off, and then my first year, which was 2019,
Yeah.
was his first year back,
Ooh.
and we both made Ghost
Oh,
Town.
wow.
Yes, we were kind of like twin wolves. Yeah, we
Wow.
both had the same mask, but like different looks. Yeah, it was kind of trippy.
Wow. That.
Yeah.
Man, and so did you and your brother do any any scare tactics together where you guys just different parts of the park, doing your own thing?
Oh, yeah. You know what? We didn't, as much as we said we were gonna scare with each other. Um, we didn't really that much. But
Mm.
like every time we, passed each other, we always acknowledged them, like played around because we're both werewolves, so we'd like sniff each other and like people would the guests would react, and that's what you want. You want to entertain the guests, but other than that, it wasn't really we never really scared together. I guess I was always a lone wolf,
Yeah, yeah. And so your first year, did you despite being in the bathroom for 20 minutes or the entire night, was there any like was there any of in your first year, did you have like any good scares? Like did you feel like any good scares, during your first year?
Oh, actually, yes. And I know they told us like not really to chase, so I didn't really chase anyone, but I used to walk around with a thunder jug. So I don't know if like for anyone who doesn't know what it is, it's basically just a little gasoline canister, and you fill it up with nuts and bolts, and you shake it, makes a really loud noise, and people don't like loud noises.
Hmm.
So I remember pat or walking past Ghost Rider, the Ghost Rider line,
Hmm.
and scaring these two like young girls. I don't know, high school, middle school, whatever. But they got so scared that they jumped back and onto the the rails, the wooden rails, and their backs were like flat. They were almost like planking on the plank, and like I I just kind of walked away because I was like, okay, they're gonna pick themselves back up, and if anything, I'll I'll let someone know that they fell over. But I remember just seeing legs up in the air, and I was like, whoa, that's not supposed to happen.
Oh my gosh. I know when you first saw that you were trying because I know you're not supposed to break character. That's what they were teaching us.
Oh
And
man,
and I know you're trying not to
you
laugh
don't know.
so hard on that.
It's hard. You just run your mouth. You just gotta turn laugh. You just gotta turn laughter into like an animal noise, some a snarl or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, or let it out. Let it out another way.
Yeah, indeed. Man, what would you say like, during your first year, did you you know, now that it's your second year, what do you say that you took into your second year that you learned from your first year?
Ooh, my second year. Ooh, I would say character, like moving like your character, sounding like your character. Um, because in my first year, I think I was all about the scare
Yeah.
and not so much about like, I guess, entertaining the guests or you know, other such like that. But this year, my second year, I guess I was taking it all in. I guess
Yeah, yeah.
because we did skip a year from haunt,
Yeah, we did.
so you know, and I do, 2019. I assumed there would be a next year, and
Yeah.
turned out there wasn't.
Yeah.
So
No.
you never know when the last of haunt would be. So this, I guess, this past year, kind of just try to take it all in, taking all the scares, taking all the guests, um, the sights, the smells, just the atmosphere all around.
Yeah.
Haunt or ghost town at least, because that's all I experienced.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I did go as a guest. I did, but yeah, pretty much just taking it all in, I guess.
Wow.
enjoy the the moment.
Yeah, indeed. Enjoy the moment. And so, like you said, that we didn't have Haunt in 2020, and in 2019, I bet you made a lot of new friends. Did you keep in touch with those people like during the off season, like during the entire off year? Like, did you hang out with
uh,
any of them, or text them, be like, hey, even though we don't have Haunt, you how you been doing? You working on any new character development, or how did that go for you during like the skipped year?
no, dude, no. I didn't keep in touch with anyone that I can remember, but when I came back, it was all like, hey, like I remember you, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
everyone looks different now because 2020,
Yeah,
man, it's
after
weird. People were
everyone's
experimenting,
wearing
man.
masks. Yeah, everyone looks different with a mask on.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the time, I was going to school and working like a job, and it was. See ya. Ooh, sorry.
What was
Lost a
your
little bit of
what
thing.
was your what was your hiring process like? I mean, before, like, at first, did you like, or better question is, how did you hear about or Not Scary Farm, and what made you want to join Not Scary Farm?
uh, actually, all started from my brother, I
Yeah.
guess, because he started back in 2012, and I remember 2013, his first year in Ghost Town. We went to go see him,
Mhm.
and seeing him scare and everything, and even slide. I'm like, wow. Like
Wow.
since I was little, I wanted to work Scary Farm,
Yeah.
and I guess specifically Ghost Town.
Right.
Yeah.
Man. And so, like, did your brother, initially help you out with the hiring process? Did he tell you what to do, or or did you just do it and then he didn't know about it, and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna sign up for Scary Farm, or how did that,
Yeah, no, I was on it. When I was 18, once I turned 18, I was like, all right, because my birthday's in April,
Yeah.
and they don't start hiring until like June, July,
Yeah.
or at least like the application process and everything,
Yeah.
and auditions would be in late of June
Right.
or July.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was on and I was checking the Scary Farm page every day, Scary Farm Facebook, um, and then as soon as I saw the post, I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply and see if I can get the very first audition time.
Yeah.
Just to see if there's any street positions available. You know, the
Yeah.
chance I get one
Yeah.
is there. So I uh, fortunately there was one spot, and I remember auditioning with it was me and two of my other friends,
Mhm.
and we all got it was a 10 a.m. spot, and we all went. I remember I got Ghost Town that day, and they both got put in mazes. It was the Depths and Pumpkin Eater,
Ooh.
but they ended up not taking the job. So yeah,
Ah,
that's a
man.
different story.
Yeah, that's a different
you
story.
know,
And when you heard that you got, Ghost Town, did you like? Were you how did you react when they told you that you were gonna be
I
placed in Ghost Town?
honestly I was like, wait, can you say that again? Because I didn't believe them. Because I was the only one in the room. They told when we auditioned, there was about eight or nine of us all in the room with
Wow.
three judges or four judges, and they gave us like four scenarios. We did them all back to back to back, and then we all stood in the line, and then they said everyone for me stay. Everyone except me for stay. So everyone left the room, and then I stayed, but I was like gassed. I was so tired, like gasping for breath. I was just like, breathing really hard, and they're
Yeah.
like, okay, well, we just want you to audition, as a werewolf. So I'm like, okay, I can do that, and then boom. Once they said I got Ghost Town, I was like, no way. I
Man.
remember what I remember walking past my brother because he was the next audition group, and then I remember like screaming, I was like, I got Ghost Town, and he was like, no way.
No.
Yeah, like
Man.
a core moment right there.
Man, and do you remember like when you were doing your audition, what kind of scenarios they were asking you to, perform?
Yeah, so we were the first audition group, so it was pretty basic for us because what I heard about like audition groups after they were getting a little more creative. But for us, it was act like a clown, act like a werewolf, and then act like there's a murderer chasing you, trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I can't remember if there was one more, but we did all those, and then I remember hearing like my friends audition and my brother's audition. And they're like, yeah, they told us to act like something like a TV show character trying to sell like organs or you know stuff like that. I don't know. It was like going in depth. You know,
Yeah.
it's different than a werewolf or just something out of the absolute ordinary.
Right. Indeed.
Just whatever comes out of your imagination. Just do
Wow.
it.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. They're like, hey, okay, this for this next scenario, pick out your own character, make it your own,
Yeah,
make it unique. And I like that because,
yeah, yeah.
just in case they like your idea, then you see it and you're like, oh wow, they actually used my idea, and then someone's using it, and you're like,
Exactly,
that's me right there. That's my character. I made that character.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
amazing. I like when Nuts does some things like that. I'm like, hey, well, I think I don't know who was it. It was an actor. It was like, hey, they actually used one of my character ideas. I'm like, oh, that's sick, dude. I was like, wow. It's just a nice
That is
moment.
sick.
It's a nice moment when they do something like that, man.
It is because they're not only. I'm not trying to bag on them or anything, but everyone else has a little part to contribute to haunt too.
Yeah,
Whether a creative imagination, there's always room for improvement and at addition.
yeah. How did you feel that when you were auditioning? Like, were you
Oh,
nervous
right
at all?
there. Uh, I don't remember being really nervous. I remember being really hyped. I remember being like, okay, like I'm gonna go in there. I'm just gonna give it my all. Cause other than that, I'm a pretty like quiet guy.
Yeah,
But I wanted this
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
So I would say I'm ready. Cause my brother, he was, telling me about the audition process for years. And he was telling me year after year what they told him to do and about so and so. So I would always like picture in my head how I would act in that situation. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I game plan for it all these years.
Hey man, that's what you gotta do. If you know the
Yeah,
game, then you're most likely gonna pass the test.
yeah, yeah. Plus, I guess I grew up, always in the haunt little industry because I never grew up. I mean, I never went trick or treating as a kid. We always did home haunts. So like
Oh,
right here where I'm at, we always made we put like tarps over it, and uh, we have like we make little props and then little pop outs for me to come out of or my brother to come out of, and there would be like lines of people. I remember one year at a home haunt, we had a line of people, and the cops showed up to like guide the lines because they were getting like so backed up. So I guess you know scaring is just running. It runs in the family and in the blood because even my younger sister wants to do haunt.
oh wow, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, and unfortunately she couldn't this year.
Ah man, man. So like when you talk about these home haunts, um, How long would you guys, would you guys just put it all together, or would you guys like have a family meeting, be like, hey, this is gonna be our theme this year, and then just talk it out, and then just get the supplies you need to make sure you guys got the like correct, situations going on, and the scenarios that you guys are trying to do, or how did those home haunts, work out for the family?
Started taking it like a family tradition kind of serious way.
Yeah.
We all went to a Halloween store and we all picked out our own masks and our own costumes. But and then I bought like a few more props. But other than that, we always used the same props and everything. It was always just the layout that was different.
Yeah.
So like we would make we would put canopies. We would set up canopies and then just maybe make different rows and put different places, or one room really foggy, and in the end you have to walk through like we would cut like these plastic lining. We would cut it to make so you would have to walk through like that.
Yeah.
Just do that and like line it up in the room.
Man. Well,
But it would always take at least like a day or two.
oh wow, that's a good setup then. I mean, yeah, it's taken with care.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
Yeah.
people who actually will take about like that long, or if they even have like a 5 acre backyard, they'll take about maybe 2 months to set that thing up. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of
Yeah.
dedication.
True.
Man, it is amazing. It's amazing how haunts has not only worked for amusement parks, but for people in neighborhoods. I mean,
Yeah.
it's something. It's quite something. Like when I was in Las Vegas, I believe it's in 2011. Now I'll say it was 2011, but probably 2012. I went.
Hmm.
Well, actually, my last interview, which was Sacrifice from Fright Tome. So not only did they have their haunt in the amusement park of Circus, they actually had, since the hotel Circus has a 13th floor, they made that thing into like, how there's a lot of conspiracies about having a 13th floor in a hotel.
Into a haunt.
Yeah, into a haunt. I'm like, oh, that is amazing. We checked that out, and man, that was an experience. Like having a whole entire hotel floor just decked out and superstition and like possession and stuff like that. That was just amazing. I could not believe my eyes.
Ooh, you're
Man, it was something else, dude. Like I don't
you're breaking up.
I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah.
Is it better
A
now?
little laggy on my end.
Ah, no, that's fine, man.
Yeah, it was cutting out it was cutting in and out.
Yeah. But
Oy. Maybe I'm in a bad spot.
maybe it was a good stand. It was a good stand you had right there. There we go.
Yeah, that's true.
It looks like it
Right
improved.
now, should be good.
All right, good.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I was saying, the 13th floor on at Circus was just definitely a haunt. Like they made it part of the haunt, and it was an Easter egg. Because I remember, I think my cousin, because that was the first time, or actually not my first time, but my second time going to a haunt. And my cousin's like, hey, follow me. I have to pick something up from the 13th floor. I didn't know about the superstitions back then, so I'm like, all right, that's completely normal. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
I follow him to the elevator, and next you know, all I can hear was the sounds of scary ambience. I'm like, dude, where are you taking us?
And
And then the doors
as you're
open.
going up,
As you're going up, you can hear the ambience getting louder. I'm like, I do not like the sound of
that's
this.
dope.
And then
That's dope.
when the doors open, all you can see is just an entire 13th floor just like destroyed, and there's blood everywhere, and there's a lot of
Damn.
demonic whatever the heck is going on up there. You can just.
Damn.
I was like, what the heck is this? And he's like, oh yeah, did I tell you the 13th floor was haunted? And I'm like, no. And we would just walk around, and there were just people just walking like monsters, just walking around, just like that is amazing how they did that to a hotel. Like that is
Yeah.
that is creepy. A whole entire floor dedicated to part of the haunt. I'm like, that is creepy.
To bring
Man.
the superstitious to life.
Yeah, I feel like they should bring that back. Personally speaking,
Oh.
that was
I
one of
know
the
they.
best
I know there's
experiences.
like some elevators that don't even have the 13th floor button. That's what I've heard of at least.
Yeah,
But
that's true. I mean,
crazy.
I've been to a few hotels and they don't have the 13th button. I'm like, yeah, now
All
we
because
know
of the
why.
superstition.
Yeah, because of the
Yeah.
superstitions. It's like, man, I can't
Yeah.
believe it that some people actually do believe in this. Like owners would believe
Yeah.
in that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man.
But hey, you know what? It brings in people. I'd go to that.
Exactly, me too. Like I was
Yeah.
even I think we stayed on top of the 13th floor like a little when I went back over there. I was telling my uncle, "Hey, you want to go to the 13th floor?" He's like, "No, thank you."
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But I think I did
Fine,
take
I'll
a.
go by myself.
Yeah, I'll go by myself. I did. I took a little trip down there. Nothing was disappointingly nothing scary happened. I'm like, "Oh man, come on now." Well, other than there was one
Where's
light
all
bulb
the
out.
action?
Yeah, where's all the actual? I
Oh damn.
mean, there was one light bulb out, but I'm like, you know what? I think if that's the scary part, I'll take it.
I can change that myself.
I could change that myself. If I get electrocuted, that's
Yeah. That's the
oh,
that's the scariest part about it.
exactly right. Like, hey, if I do get electrocuted, then that is superstition.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that light bulb's still out.
Yeah.
What's speaking of which, during your time at Haunt, have you heard any superstitions like around the park from your coworkers or fellow haunt monsters?
Um, superstitions? No, none that I've heard. But I remember my brother saying in like a maze that he was in, which fallout shelter, that he saw like a little girl one time peek around the corner, and so he went around and there was no one like coming. So that I don't know if he was if he was telling the truth or whatever, but who knows? That area might be haunted.
Where was Fallout Shelter? I believe I went through that maze, but I don't think I remember where it was.
Where was fallout shelter? Um, it was near the front of the park. I want to say I can't remember exactly where,
Ah,
but it was like a necropolis kind of theme, wasn't it? So I would assume where like Camp Snoopy is in that area.
okay. Yeah, well, definitely. I'm definitely gonna go find that Fallout Shelter location and investigate it during haunt myself.
Yeah.
Because if there is
Yeah, there it is.
if your brother says that there's a little girl that's hiding there, then obviously people are gonna get
Someone's got to take a look at that.
someone's got to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Man,
Find out where she's coming from.
exactly right. Make sure she's not haunting anybody else.
She doesn't get the paycheck.
What about your fitting? What about your first time doing your fitting? Like once you first enter that warehouse, it's just wow. It's just like you can see all the costumes. I bet that was an experience for you.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Just the
Yeah,
first
it's awesome.
time stepping inside, you're like,
Just looking at
whoa.
everything.
You're like, wow, look at all these props and costumes and whatnot.
It was crazy because I was like, wow, like this is it. I'm finally, I guess, doing this.
Yeah.
It's happening. And then they fitted me for my costume, but I didn't wear what they gave me. I guess I just used it as a backup because I had my own costume my first year.
Yeah.
I did everything at home.
Yeah.
Mask. I had like painted by makeup artist at Knott's.
Ooh.
Her name's the head. She's the head makeup artist, I believe. Denise.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she is, but yeah, she did the mask, gave it a different color and like a brand new scratch, and then I just made my own shirt and pants, and then I just wore leggings. But the mat, the fitting at Knott's itself, everything. I'd say like the costumes were a little tight, so that's why I wanted to go with my own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a little more room and leeway.
Yeah.
Like nothing will rip or I won't be constricted.
Right.
Yeah.
And like when you finally got the finished product, did they give you a story for your own character, or did you make it your like? I mean, or did you give yourself your own story, and just didn't follow
Well,
the script at all?
yeah. So on uh, Scare School, they gave us a paper, and we had to basically write about our character, describe our character,
Right.
our character story, how our character sounds, what our character wants, um, how it'll move, in situations.
Yeah.
But so I don't think I ever really got into depth with my character mainly because it's just a werewolf. There's like 6 or 7 werewolves on Ghost Town.
Yeah. Yeah.
but but yeah, there's a lot of us.
Yeah. That.
But I remember just saying like I'm a young werewolf looking for his first prey, something like that because it's my first year, so I'm trying to get all the good scares.
Yeah. Man. Like. And then for your character, I mean, obviously I've seen you do what you do best, which is sliding, and you're just sliding here and there, taking every opportunity you can to slide,
Well,
and
sliding is fun.
and so I know that you weren't allowed to do it on your first
Yeah.
year because that's the policy with knots. But like, did you like before even before you couldn't do it, did you still practice your sliding just so you're not, behind when the time does come, when the time did come for you to start sliding over at the park?
Honestly, whenever we did the home hunts, I started like trying to slide, but they were like cheap work knee pads. I tried sliding with those,
Yeah.
and it got to the point where like I remember one year I slid, and as soon as I hit the ground, the knee pad just slipped off, and I ate it. I just on face planted on the concrete. But yeah, for this past year, uh, we had to do the slider test on it was Scare School.
Yeah.
So it was gonna be my first year sliding, so I wanted to slide, but I had not practiced, and I told myself I was gonna go to the rink, but I guess I never did.
Oh
But
no.
I went one time with my brother, and he was I guess giving me little pointers at the sliding rink. We were there for an hour,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, I think I got this. And then come uh, Scare School, everyone passes the slider test, me
Ooh.
included, and yeah, and I don't. Do you remember the first night where it was just like the employee preview
Yeah,
at Scary Farm?
yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, so that night I told myself I was gonna slide a lot, just to get myself, I guess, ready and acclimated to sliding in Ghost Town and around people. Because prior to that, I have never done that.
R-
I've never slid in crowds or around anyone to scare, I guess, like that. But
Right.
that that night, I lost a recap, which is I placed it over the knee pad just to I guess give me more cushion and make it so I won't ruin the knee pad, I guess. But that came off, and our our supervisor like flashed his light at me and told me, he was like, "Come over here." Like he pointed it at my knees, and they were missing, and I was like, "Oh wow!" And he was like, "Go backstage, put on another recap." and I'm gonna go look for yours. And luckily, he found it. I don't know how he found it. He walked all of Ghost Town and found one tiny little recap. I don't know how, but he did. But
Wow.
props to him, Kyle.
Kyle.
But
Yeah.
Kyle, yeah. But yeah, that first night, I remember 2 hours in, and I was super sore, super tired. My knees were killing me. My ankles were killing me. My shins were killing me. Because I think I pushed it too hard that night. And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it opening night.
Yeah, and
Yeah, opening night was hard too.
you're like, nope, I'm still sore. I haven't recovered yet.
Yeah, basically.
I guess
But I guess
that's I guess that's why they have those pain rub, the creams. That's why they have those
yeah,
ones now. So.
yeah. I never used those. I just popped a couple of ibuprofens if I ever hurt.
Oh my god.
But I think I used the season to basically practice.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, practice on the spot, which
Yeah.
is not safe. I don't recommend at all. But what it is, what it is.
It is what it is. Um,
Yeah.
you say you were working with your brother the first season, and
Mhm.
did your brother ever tease you at all? Give you a little hard time since you were the new kid on the block?
Uh, no, not tease me. He was getting me ready actually. He was telling me because I did pre-scare, but he was in the opening ceremony, so he was I guess pretty supportive, in which giving me like, hey, like it's gonna be hard, so don't push your. He told me don't push yourself the first night, and even in pre-scare and in pre-scare, I did push myself the first night, so I didn't take his advice, which is why I was in the bathroom for so long.
You're like, oh no,
But
I'm not ready.
yeah, yeah, that's
Did
crazy, man.
did your lead go looking for you? Like, hey, where's Angel at?
Yeah, that's weird. No one came looking for me. No one knew who I was.
What? No. Oh my.
Yeah, it was the first night. No one knew my name. No one, really, yeah, no one came looking for me. And then next day, and no one told me anything. But yeah,
You're like,
but
I got
you
away
know,
with it.
of course, I didn't want to be in the bathroom the whole night. But honestly, I just kept like, I was so depleted.
Yeah.
I was, yeah, absolutely dehydrated, just done.
You're like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy. It
You're
was
like,
crazy being in that bathroom.
it's time to hydrate more. It's time to use more water.
Yeah, yeah,
Man.
and that bathroom was it had the AC blast and it felt nice.
You're, oh yeah, you're talking about that portable bathroom they have backstage, right?
No, it was the inside of the building across from Warehouse P.
Yeah, I never used that
We
bathroom.
weren't to use it this past year, but that's the bathroom I mainly used because no one went there. Everyone went to the Warehouse P bathroom, but no one went there, and the AC. People would change it too, so
Yeah, I mean, everyone was changing in there in Warehouse P bathroom. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, you get to catch up.
traffic jam.
Yeah, traffic jam in there. Sometimes there's a line. I'm like, is this the line for the bathroom? They're like, yeah, but we're just changing. You can go ahead. I'm like, oh, all right. So luckily, the line was just for to get a spot in the sink and not just not to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. I mean, obviously it was my first season, and I remember I was meeting you first, and I think I met you backstage, I believe, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Man, it was
It was
wild.
after the night ended.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
after the night ended. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you.
yeah.
I was like, yeah, because I really, really liked your costume. It was, I was like, damn, that's one
Yeah,
of the
that
best
night.
costumes.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Man. And, now that you're fully up to the speed of Scary Farm, like what do you think
Mhm.
was, not on stage but mostly backstage? What do you think? What would you say is the funniest moment you had backstage for yourself?
Ooh, backstage. I remember the Kardashians who came, and they came uh, past our tent, and me, and a couple of my friends, it was we're kind of like, oh my gosh, the Kardashians are here. So we were all on our break, and we saw them passing by. So we all were like, kind of obsessing, like not obsessing, but we all wanted, just to get face to face or see if we can scare them or something.
Yeah.
So we, I guess we kind of game planned or whatever to see if we can like spot them out in Ghost Town. But this it was backstage and in the streets that this happened. But
Yeah.
while we were scaring out in the streets, we were scaring near each other, but at the same time looking all around. And uh, all you see is just, I guess, two other monsters kind of just like looking all around. And then we start walking and like near each other. And like, where do you think they're going? And we're like, oh, we'll go this way. And then one of my other friends came, found us in the streets, and then was like, hey, I found them backstage. We all ran backstage because he said Pete Davidson was like smoking a big old blunt right next to our tent, and we kind of like rushed over there and we're like, oh no, we missed it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was sad.
Oh
It was sad,
man.
but in the moment, it was kind of like bizarre because it was like, I guess we were spinning in circles, just trying to look for these just a celebrity, just something to make our night, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now that I look at it, it's
It's funny now that you look back at it, you know?
yeah.
Man, what about, but since you mentioned confusion, like, what would you say that was your most confusing, your confusing moment, or do you have like any other moments where you just or obviously got confused during like a scare or trying to set something up, or just in general where you're just confused for just any moment?
Um, confused. Maybe just nothing that I can think of, necessarily like pinpoint. But I guess reactions would be the the answer to that because some of the reactions I get out there is just it confuses me.
It confuses you.
As in like people calling me daddy and like what the guess what do you want me to say to that?
Yeah, yeah.
You're supposed to react.
I got that too. They're like, "Hi, daddy." I'm like, "Huh?" I don't know if you're talking to me or
Like
you
little
talk.
kids even.
You ain't.
Like yeah.
You're like, man.
Like, I'm not your daddy. Your daddy's back at home.
Your your daddy's in
Even
the
little
other
kids,
room.
little toddlers.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
kids too.
That. And then I remember one night, my second year, there was a big old. I think it was like a field trip. It wasn't a field trip because it was at night, but like at least 20 little kids, little toddlers, and then like four chaperones, all by the lockers in Ghost Town,
Yeah,
by that planter area.
yeah.
And I remember walking past, and then um, there's like two little kids screaming at me, "Hey monster, can I get a hug?" Yeah. And I'm like, I didn't even look at him. I kept walking past, and he just kept screaming that same over and over and over. And I don't know. I just turned around and walked away. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, you're like 3, screaming this at me. I don't know. It's weird. It's confusing.
You're like, it's the kid. You're confusing me. What if I do scare you? Like, what are you gonna do? You can't tell on me. You're here for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I've I've no I've noticed over the time that I was scaring that there's a lot more little kids coming through on houses.
Hmm.
What is your thought process on little kids coming to these scary events? What do you think about that? What's your thoughts on
I don't like it.
it?
I'm no. Some kids, you'll get the fans or the good reactions as in like, oh my gosh, you look so dope, or that was a really good scare. And then there's other kids that super annoying, just want to get in your face, want to touch you, want to grab you.
Hmm.
That's not that's not cool.
That's not cool. And then
Yeah.
you got the other ones that just are brought by force, and then they get too scared, and then you're like, oh no, can't do that one.
Oh, them too. Forgot about the chickens.
Forgot about the chickens. You're like, you're not ready yet, kid. Don't come until
Yeah, you're
you're.
not ready.
Don't come
Go
knowing
to
what you're
Horror
not.
Nights.
Yeah, because I know
Go to Horror Nights before you go to the scary farm.
go to Horror Nights or go to Six Flags. I know that
Yeah.
they have the thing where I don't know
I've
if
never been to Six Flags.
never been to Six Flags.
No, not
Never.
not to Fright Fest at least.
Oh
No,
wow!
no.
No, I've been there quite a few
So
times.
so far.
I've been
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I've. It's great, man. I met a lot of good actors over there.
Yeah.
Well, not met them, but I know a lot of good actors over there. I follow them.
Yeah. Man, that's dope, man. It's
Man,
good to, or it's cool to freaking know a bunch of scare actors all around. Cause we're all doing the same thing, just different areas. It's cool. It's dope.
exactly, man. But obviously, I myself do get scared at those places. Even though I work at a hunt, I do get I myself get scared.
Heck yeah.
I'm
Heck
like
yeah. I
that's
got
the
scared
best
a few
part.
times when I came as a guest. Exactly. That's why you came.
Exactly.
I get excited when I get scared.
Me too. I'm like,
I get hyped up.
yeah. And like, yeah, do it again. Keep
Yeah.
scaring me. I like it.
Exactly. I'm gonna hype up that guy who scared me.
Yeah, exactly. Give him that energy.
Nice.
Speaking about scaring
Oh, yeah.
people, speaking about scaring people, is there anyone at Scary Farm that does scare you and why?
Uh, scared. No, no, none of their costumes really scare me. But I would say as in like character,
Mhm.
uh, Thrash. He was the big guy on stilts.
Yeah.
Uh, the ox face or the bull with the bull horns. He every time I saw him coming out of the out of birdcage, and he just takes over the crowd. Everyone like locks eyes on him. It doesn't even matter what I do or how I scare them. They won't even pay attention to me because he's just there, freaking like 12 feet tall, walking like it looks like he's just floating, and he's about to take over this whole area. And he's got like 5 monsters surrounded around him, just make sure no one touches him or anything.
Yeah.
But honestly, that it's kind of terrifying if you think about it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, he's like an overlord coming over.
Man,
Big.
that's a big. You're like, that's a big dude.
Yep. Yep.
Man.
Yeah. Always had to be careful whenever he was out on the street.
Yeah.
Always had to be careful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like scaring around him or anything.
Did you get a chance to meet, Thrash at all? Like, did you get to have a conversation with him or?
Yeah. So we sat next to each other. Um, the first night or the overview night, whenever we had to do whenever we were in the, I don't know what that night was called, but he introduced we introduced each other and talked about our characters, and he gave me his pen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Other than that, during the season, I guess I was just more to myself. But whoever came up to me, and we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
But during the season, I was just, I don't know. During my breaks, I kind of just wanted to just relax, just sit down and decompress a little.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I would
indeed.
go from job to job, lack of sleep. It was hard.
Yeah, it was hard, man. Definitely, I get it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I know I have more questions. But obviously, I do have a lot of questions. But do you have any questions for me? Remember, remember, this is not just about you. This is
I
about both of us.
yeah. I want to know what like being in a maze.
You want to know what it's like being in the
Like, how do
maze?
you yeah, because I'm not gonna lie. Towards the end of the season, they asked a few of us, not a few of us. They asked certain people
Yeah.
if they could go into a maze for a night. And obviously, I tried getting myself into it, but it never happened.
Oh
But
man.
because you have a whole atmosphere around you, it's a thing dedicated to your your scare, your character.
Right.
You've got places to hide. I don't know. Anything creative can come out of it.
Well, I can tell you right now. I'm definitely definitely would say I will do it again, despite almost like having not enough air because of how hot it gets in there sometimes. But besides
Yeah,
that, it's fun. It's uh, it's interesting because you have to stay in one place, but it's also really
yeah.
good because you get to get creative, like you said. I mean, you have like
Mm-hmm.
props around you can use. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
when I did it, I know that there's in my area, Dark Ride, we had this castle foyer area, and that's where I
Mm-hmm.
was, or as people commonly refer to it as the chair room, and
Chair room.
the chair
I
room,
love that prop.
or the
Love that
magic
prop.
carpet. Some people call him, or the magic rocking chair. I'm like
Oh,
the magic
that's
rock,
good. The
the
magic carpet's good.
the magic carpet, the magic rocking chair, the magic seat, the magic couch. I'm like the possessed couch. There's many funny nicknames I've heard that I try
Mm-hmm.
not to laugh to, but in that room there's obviously a piano, and then there's the chair, and then there's all sorts of fun stuff you get in there.
Yeah.
And personally, I would be like, yeah, I like this. I like where I'm at. But I didn't use the
Right.
stair room because I'm myself do not like small spaces. Well, I do like small spaces, but I cannot like quickly shift from a small
You
to
get claustrophobic?
no, not claustrophobic, but it's hard for me to shift from a small place to a bigger place just because
Mm-hmm.
how tall it is. So I avoided that, but I did use the piano to my advantage and the little cart.
Mm-hmm.
And
Damn.
when my scare partner, the chair wasn't there, I would utilize the chair. I'd just be like a mannequin and just sit in there. And then when people try to, lean in and see if it's real, then I just pop out and I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's like, and then people
How
would
does
just jump.
I freaking bet. how does how does the chair get in there? Because
Um,
whenever it pops up, it looks so small.
so the
I,
chair,
I, I didn't go in dark right this year, but
you did even as a guest, you didn't come. Like you didn't use your day off to come check us out, man.
I did. I came on my day off, and it was a Sunday, which was October 20, I think 27th, something like that. But
Ooh,
that night was packed,
yeah.
and I remember waiting in line for Mesmer for like an hour, and then other lines for like 40 minutes.
Wow.
But I remember not being able to do Dark Ride and like two other mazes. I can't remember. Oh, and Origin.
Ah, Origins.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, the chair, obviously it is a chair, but if that makes sense, has a
Yeah.
chair. He sits on the chair, but the way you get into it is, you can either step over the little stool they have right there, or you can just hop into it like,
Yeah.
my brother Matthew did, and obviously both tactics work. It doesn't matter. But you can
Pop
swift.
into it.
You can just hop into it or jump over it. It doesn't matter. But I remember one of my brother Matthew, who was well, not brother, but my aunt brother Matthew. He broke the chair, and then literally he went to go tow our lead, and then during the entire time we had people from we had our construction people had to come in and
no.
just fix the chair during our whole little run there, and then
Uh-oh.
I had a
Uh-oh.
the chair was broken for a little
While people
bit.
were coming through?
Yeah, a lot of people were coming through too. I'm like, oh wow, they're gonna see a little bit
Hey, he's
construction.
just fixing it.
Yeah, just people
Man,
fixing
if
the
I was that
chair.
guy, I would have taken advantage of it.
Yeah,
Just reach out and scare people.
reach out and scare people, But the chair was obviously broken, so they had to fix that before any injuries happened. So thank goodness it happened there. But obviously there was just a lot of funny things that happened in that maze, and it's just like, wow, I can't believe you, despite having like the best first year, I would say,
Yeah.
there was a lot of funny and strange things that would happen
What's your funniest?
in the maze or backstage.
In the maze.
In the maze, the funniest I would say is we were so you know how people sometimes are like these tough guys, they want to be a tough guy, right?
Yeah.
So
Guys.
I was I met a tough guy right there in the utility room before my room, right? He's like, oh, you don't scare me, nothing like that, right? I scare him. He jumps one time. I'm like, oh, you can hear him get scared. I'm like, I shake my head at him. And then I'm telling you, I set it up because he was walking, right? He tried to speed walk past. My brother Matthew was on the chair, he was there. He jumps out, and then this guy starts cowering to the corner. And then me and him just started surrounding him, and this man started crying. And I remember the blackout had to come separate us just because he was just crying.
Really?
So yeah, he was crying so much that the blackout just had to come separate us. He's like, hey, let him go.
Cry?
We made that man cry. He tried to act tough, but
Make a grown man cry.
it's hilarious, man. I seriously had to step out of the room because I was just laughing so hard. I was like, oh my god.
Nice.
We made this man cry.
That's a good memory between two monsters,
Yeah.
That guy's gonna remember it for the rest of his life too.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, oh, I tried to act tough, but I wasn't, man. They got me, bro. I'm like, yeah, I bet they did.
Every time someone says not scary farm, he's just gonna have like flashbacks of that night.
He's gonna be like, oh no, not the pig clown and not the chair again. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Did you used to scare before Scary Farm?
Yeah, I did, and before Scary Farm, I did a few haunts. This was when I was an athlete playing at my local high school. Like I was playing football, and then I remember it was after practice that this one haunted house company, they came and they're like, hey, we need volunteers, to do this haunted house. They're like, yeah, I'm down, and so we did that. It was fun. I played a clown again. Obviously, I'm the clown man. I'm the best clown around, man. But, I'm the best clown around. And so I did that. And then I would say my first professional start would have been at a small haunt. All Saints Lunatic Asylum. Lovely family. This small haunt family. And Christy and Richard, God bless them. They're over here in Apple Valley. Yeah, Apple Valley, California, and God bless their hearts. They run a really good hunt there, and obviously gonna go check them out during their holiday haunts, and just the place I started. So why not go check them out? And yeah, I'll go back there, check them out. Obviously, I'm I still talk to them, and
Mhm.
little fun fact is some people from All Saints made it to Scary Farm. So obviously, there's a little bit of history
Oh,
between.
really?
Yeah, there's a little bit of history between those two haunts, and most people don't know that. Like when I ask, I even asked Pasta, and she's like, "Yeah, I've never heard of it before." I'm like, "Yeah, some of our actors actually came over here to Knott's when they had the opportunity," and she's like, "Oh, that's awesome." So, it's good to see them. But I didn't start
Yeah.
off. I didn't start off at their asylum. I started off on their new location, which was infected. That was back in 2019. That was before COVID
A couple
hit.
years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just not a zombie, but more of like a person between a zombie and a
Mhm.
human. Like how people go crazy during like an apocalypse movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played one of those
Like you would be
people.
in transition or something.
Yeah, I
Nice.
was in transition.
Nice.
It was crazy because I use my voice a lot. I'm like, yeah, this and that. I'm actually in one of the promo. I'm actually my voice actually made it on one of the promos. I'm like, oh man, that was
Oh
amazing.
damn.
I'm like, oh damn, yep, it's on the promo. I can't believe it myself.
I need to see this promo.
Yeah, I don't know if they took it down though, but I do have the short clip of it though. I'm I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure where it is now, but I do have that short promo. I'll definitely show you when I get a chance. Man.
You said you played football?
Yeah, I did play football.
What position you play? I just gotta ask. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry, man. It's a good question. Um, hmm, wasn't really that much of a good football player. I mean, backup, always.
I wasn't either.
Nah, that's. But I played defensive well, not center, but nose tackle. So I was in the middle of the defense. But
Okay.
such a small guy playing in that position. I know, but hey, I got the job done, and people can't
Yeah,
underestimate your opponent, man. But what about you? What position
exactly.
did you play?
I played a receiver and corner, but I only played until my junior year. After
Mm.
that, I just watched football.
Ah.
That's it.
Oh yeah, I remember you
Yeah.
watching the Cowboys backstage.
Oh yeah, that was the last night, huh? And the
Yeah.
Vikings. Yeah, I
Yeah, didn't you guys
remember
get the win?
that. Yeah, with our backup quarterback.
Man, and now you guys are in the
Remember that.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Man.
Dang,
Whew.
bringing back memories.
Indeed, indeed. Good hot memories, man.
Good hot memories, man.
Man. Have you ever been
Wait,
touched?
sorry.
Have you ever been touched before? Like in character?
By guess?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh. I don't know. I feel like a lot of actors are getting touched nowadays.
Yes, exactly. And I feel like it's happening more and more. But yeah, me it happened. I don't want to say it happened a lot because I can count maybe like 2 or 3 times that I remember.
Hmm.
But I remember just being grabbed and then I kind of just took my arm away and then I scared the guy so bad that he gave me the Heisman.
Yeah.
Stiff arm and I kind of just moved his arm out of the way and another dude kind of just bumped into me and told me something. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna back away from you.
Yeah.
But other than that, I try not
Oh
to. I try
man.
not to hover
Yeah.
because I don't want to annoy anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's the last thing I want. Just a fist to the nose. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think security would be quick to it, but monsters. I guess we fend for each other out there.
Yeah. We
So
want
we got each other's back.
poor poor street monsters. You guys gotta watch out for each other while we got blackout. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. He's like, I got support on deck.
I got support on deck, and they're wearing all black, and they're hiding behind that door. So if you touch me, they're gonna be all right on you,
Yeah.
buddy. So you better watch out.
Yeah, I'll be on the floor just looking around like, help me, help
Help
me.
me!
Yeah. Almost being trampled, man.
It
Not
is.
good. Not good.
It's not good. Speaking of which, blackouts. I made a lot. I know that it's not common for blackouts and monsters to talk, but I actually made good friends with most of my blackouts, and we. And if it was empty, I'd just go bonk their nose. I'd just go honk their nose, and they're like, "What?"
What? You're in a clown maze.
We're in the
You're gonna
clown
get your
maze.
your nose honked.
You're gonna get
Yeah,
your
'cause
nose. You're gonna get your nose honked if nobody's around. You're gonna get your
exactly.
nose honked. So you better hope that somebody's coming
Exactly.
around that corner every 5 seconds. Oh
Poor
man.
blackout.
Poor-
She's like, oh no, not my nose.
Not my nose is gonna be attacked.
Ooh,
Oh man.
I'm gonna grab some water.
You wanna go grab some water real quick?
Yeah, yeah. Let me
Uh,
take you inside. Is that okay?
yeah, that's fine, man.
It's gonna be a little noisy. My dog is barking.
Ooh, what kind of dog do you have?
He's a little pug. He's old. He's an old guy, old fella.
What's his name?
His name's Mojo.
Ooh.
Mojo. Yeah, we named him after the dog in the movie Transformers.
Oh. Hey, Transformers was a good movie.
The very first one. I'm a little kid whenever it comes to Transformers.
Oh man,
I love the
no,
ride at Universal and I love the movies.
man. Hey, do you ever wonder? So, I know it's a Universal, so it's most likely it can happen. But hey, it might happen at Horror Nights. But what would you make? How would you feel about Universal just somehow making that into like a Horror Nights scary maze? Like, what if Transformers went bad?
Transformers?
Yeah, like what if Transformers joined the bad side? Like what if everything goes wrong and
Damn.
when
You know
trans
what? Universal can come up with some pretty hard stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if they get a little you know, some heavy metal soundtrack or like some upbeat music or whatever and you got like Bumblebee's voice or like Darken and or Optimus Prime is just black and that'd be
That'd be kind of scary.
wild.
That'd be kind of scary
Yeah.
though.
If they made like a 20-foot like Megatron just looking down at you, that'd be a little terrifying. I have to walk past that.
I am Megatron and I'm going to destroy you.
Oh yeah.
No, Megatron, please. Optimus Prime will finish you off. What?
Oh yeah.
You're like,
No,
oh, you're like, oh no,
damn. I got sad when he died in the second movie.
man, I can't believe that. It was, wow, that was unexpected. That was,
Man fought for everything.
he fought for everything and they just kill him. I'm like, wow, okay then.
Yeah. Just sacrifice him like that.
Like, dude, man. But I'm just saying, bro, that would just be that would make Transformers scary. Like, if Universal decides to, hey, we're gonna make it into a scary movie. I'm like, all right, Universal,
Damn.
but you better make it good. Like, you better make it good. Like, if it
Yeah.
was actual,
You better make it good.
yeah, just don't add it like what is that? What's that new movie they just made? It's a horror movie. I forgot. But they better not make it as
Can't
cheesy.
think of anything.
They better not make it as cheesy as Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm like, yeah. I mean, they try to save it with the maze, but it's like, oh, no, Universal, you don't bring back a movie that did not have success.
Yeah. That's what I feel would happen if Transformers did that.
Yeah.
But Yeah. Gotta keep it Autobots, Decepticons,
Yeah, you gotta keep them
or
good or bad.
or make it maybe like Autobots and Demon Bots. Huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Huh?
I
There
like
it is.
that. I like that.
Autobots and Demon Bots. Or just name the maze Demon Bots, something like that. For the
S-
movie.
So, how did you come up with your character name, Bear Claw? I like it. It's like so catchy.
Um, yeah. So in I guess to be given a hot name, and it's to be from a veteran,
Hmm.
and it's got to be approved by three other veterans. So the guy who gave it to me, his name was Callie. You know, good guy, good, really good slider, really good scare.
Yeah.
Um, what? Because I would always at the beginning of Han, I would always go to there's a little donut shop on a beach.
Yeah.
It's like 5 minutes away from Knott's. I think I don't know. Oh, Voodoo Donuts. That's what it's called. Voodoo Donuts.
Voodoo
Um,
Donuts.
yeah, yeah. Right before you go underneath the bridge. But
Ah.
I would always get donuts from there to eat like on my breaks or my lunches because we had basically three 30-minute breaks, so I had a lot of time to eat.
Yeah.
But I would always I would always bring a bear claw. So like one time we were all hanging around each other and I pulled out the bear claw and I started eating it and then he goes, "Hey, your name's Bear Claw." And I'm like, "What? Why?" He's like, "You're eating a bear claw." And I'm like, "Okay." And he starts going. He starts asking other veterans, "Hey, his name's gonna be Bear Claw. You approve?" And they just said, "Yeah." And boom, Bear Claw was born.
Wow.
Yeah, all because of the donut.
All because of a donut. So you got named after a donut.
Yeah. Bear Claw is really good.
Hey,
You got
man.
named after a donut. The way you put it makes it seem like
Hey, man, you did get named after a donut, though. So
that's funny. That's funny.
you can't lie. I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
Bye. I've never
man.
seen it that way though.
No, no, I get it. Yeah, that's definitely a different experience, dude. Oh man. So,
Were you given a name or no?
no, well, I just because there was another Michael, I just had people call me Squeaks, and I guess it just stayed around.
Squeaks.
Yeah, Squeaks, because
Damn.
sometimes people
It
would
does.
forget their my name. They're like, "Oh, that's Squeaks, Squeaks." They're like, "Yeah." They just call me by that name because it was much easier. I'm like, "Oh,
Did you squeak?
yeah, I squeak sometimes, I guess." Well, and I guess someone's like, "Hey, you look like a Squeaks." I'm like, "All right then, I guess." Yeah, I'll keep it. I look like a Squeaks. All right, I'll keep it, man.
How do you spell squeaks?
How do you spell Squeaks? I'll tell you. It's really unique. I want to make sure that I got it. It's been a while since I've seen the name. It's
Bringing up that core memory.
bringing up that core memory. Here it is. It's SQUEAKZ.
Ooh, Z. Squeaks.
Yeah,
I like that.
Squeaks. Yeah, I know. I liked it too, man. Funny enough, I wanted to call myself Hermes, but obviously Hermes. Yeah, but
That's a cool name.
yeah, it is. And my friend from Frighten was like, "Nah, you look more like a Squeaks." I'm like, you know what? I like that one too. So,
Squeaks. Yeah.
so it was almost Hermes the clown. It was almost Hermes the clown. but-
Hermes the clown.
Yeah,
Squeaks
that
the clown.
Squeaks the clown.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hermes the clown.
yeah, it's Hermes the
Squeaks.
clown. Squeaks. Yeah. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna
All
be
fear squeaks.
all fear Squeaks.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I know we're supposed to stay in one space in our maze, but I took over Clown Hell one time, and it was funny. It was the last night, so me and the chair and the skeleton
Good.
and like people from like the utility room. We just went over to Clown Hell and we just went to take it over.
Yeah.
And, everyone from Clown Hell got so confused and they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're taking over your spot." They're like, "Oh my goodness."
Damn. That's funny you think about, or that's funny you say that, because I remember going as a guest,
Mhm.
and I had a friend in Goring 20s. That's what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I went to go visit him, and I was, watching him scare. Next thing you know, Carnival invades Goring 20s.
Oh
It
no.
wasn't even the last night. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? And they all start fighting each other, or pretending to fight each other, and like it was like Carnival took over the Goring 20s, beat them up, and then just ran away.
Oh
It
no.
was wild. All the guests were going crazy. Yeah, it was wild. That was
Man,
so
that is
crazy.
that
I have
is.
it on video too.
Oh man, you gotta definitely send that out to me. I gotta see what the commotion's all about.
Remind me.
Man.
I got that video. That was funny. Yeah, it's crazy. We didn't do anything. Monsters
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah, man.
The
I mean,
monsters world.
it's the monsters world, man. Gotta watch. The leads are just getting overpowered, man. Sometimes the leads just get overpowered, and they're like, "We can't
Yep.
do anything. We just gotta let the monsters be
Yeah,
monsters."
exactly.
You're like, it's the best of
One
both
versus like
worlds.
30.
Oh
They gotta
man.
stop. They'll get trampled.
Don't get trampled by the clowns. Be careful with the clowns.
Exactly. Be careful with the clowns. Don't get the clowns mad.
No, you don't want to get the clowns mad.
Oh, excuse me.
Otherwise, you won't
I
be
used to
seen
be
again.
afraid of clowns.
You used to be afraid of clowns?
Oh, gee. Yeah, I used to be.
Do any of the clowns in
then one
Carnival
year-
scare you?
No. But yeah, when I was a kid, I used to be really terrified, And then one year, I decided to be a clown, and then after that, I was okay.
You're like, I have to
But
be
what
a
I'm
clown.
afraid of.
It's what you're afraid
Is
of.
just bees. So if there's anyone just like a bee.
What about Hot Milk? He's associated with bees.
Oh no. I love his character.
Oh, it's
I love
amazing.
his character.
I love
The
his
way
character
I love
too.
his character walk. I love his. Just the way he scares. It's crazy. It's crazy seeing him.
It's interesting. I like his cane.
Yeah. I like his hat. You can see the glowing honey coming out.
Yeah.
That's the creative touch right there.
That man spent a lot of time
Like-
on his costume, I can tell.
Mhm. And his little character walk too.
His character, oh, that is
It's
creepy.
cool because he doesn't break it. It's all. Mhm.
I don't know how
He walks, all slow with the cane, and then boom, he'll come out really sudden.
You're like, he starts running, you're like, oh shoot. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know he could run. I thought he had a cane.
Me too. You're like, oh, he has a cane, he can't run, and then he starts bolting at you, and you're like, oh shoot, what the heck is that?
Yeah. Turn back the other way.
Go back, run, retreat.
God, yeah. Retreat.
Retreat. Oh man. I'm gonna make sure we don't have comments here because we've been talking. Okay, we're good. We're up to date on the comment section. We're good. Okay. Anyways, back to the topic. What was your day off like? Like, as a guest, did you learn anything from your coworkers? Like, did you go to Ghost Town and just where did you spend your most time during your day off?
Well, I didn't necessarily want to be in Ghost Town the
Right.
whole night because I was always in Ghost Town, but I did want to go to Ghost Town first because I wanted to see, all of my coworkers scare and in action.
Yeah.
And it was quite different because my supervisor was scaring that night.
What?
So yeah, he was in full pads, everything, and I'm like, I remember walking in a fog alley, and then I see him pass, and I look at his face because he had makeup on, and I was like, I recognize that face, and I was like, Kyle? And he was just in character. He's like, what? But I'm like, what? That's crazy, dude. But the night I'm off, he's scary.
Oh my
but
God.
but I first thing we did was Mesmer because I wanted to check out the new maze.
Yeah.
Um, but there wasn't one spot where I spent a lot of time in. I wanted to experience not Scary Farm as a whole
Yeah.
because I haven't been as a guest since like 2016, 2017. So it's been a while for me as
Yeah.
a guest. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. I just wanted to experience the whole park instead
Wow.
of one little zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Scary Farm.
Yeah,
I
I
love
do
the
too.
creativity, the entertainment, everything.
I guess that's why everyone takes at least one day off to experience the whole event, you know?
Yeah, and hopefully they take the chance too, or at least any other haunt event because everyone puts their minds and souls into it. It's cool.
And it's good too because you get to learn from like you get to learn more from your coworkers, and then that's like okay, I mean they're hyping you up, they're getting you that
Yeah,
scare, and then you're like, all right, cool.
exactly,
Now I gotta match that
exactly,
energy. You're like, let's do it.
exactly.
The next day you're like, I'm
Yeah,
back at it. Let's do it. You know.
yeah. Because I remember, getting, and it would be like really late at night and in mazes. Um, I know everyone, all monsters get really tired, especially towards the end of the night. So especially, you know, closer to closing hours, whenever I get scared or pass a monster, I just be like, yeah, man, keep it up. You're doing really good. Good scares. Everything. Just get them going through the night. Give
Yeah.
them a little good attitude, a little good positivity.
Right. Indeed.
Yeah, gotta
Man,
spread the love, man.
you just gotta love knots, man.
Yeah, gotta spread the love.
Spread the love to your fellow characters, to your fellow even your leads and supervisors. They're like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they know what to tell you.
Everyone,
It's like a team
everyone
thing,
deserves the
man.
love.
It's like
It
a
is.
team thing.
It is. We
Have
all look out for each other out there.
indeed. I
Yep.
can't say it any better than that. Like how you just said,
Yep.
we looking out for each other out there, man. That's
Yeah.
why you talk to people. That's why you talk to your coworkers. You try to
Mm-hmm.
make sure you guys are good on the
Exactly.
level, so you guys continue what you start.
Oh,
Because on the first day it's kind of weird because you don't know anybody. You're like, who are you?
mm-hmm.
But now that
Mm-hmm.
we're warmed up to one another, it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, we know what's going on. We know the plan.
Yeah. You know what's going on.
Yeah, man, it's.
Yeah.
I haven't met everyone, but I've met a lot of people, so that's good. That's a good start right there.
Yeah. I haven't. My name's been tossed around. The everyone in Ghost Town,
Yeah,
but I don't really like have a. I had a little group that we always hung out during our break because we had the same breaks and lunches and everything.
yeah,
But never really I guess go out of my way, to do so.
yeah,
But yeah, that was just me during the season.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oy.
did you get a chance to try to scare one of your leads or how to, you know, any plan?
I yeah, I think I tried or accidentally. It was on accident, out in the street, but they didn't get scared, so it kind of
Kind of
that was
backfired.
terrible. But yeah, but they looked like guests, so it was yeah, it was different because supposed to go past a certain area,
Yeah.
and Keegan was or no one told me about it, so I passed that area already,
Mhm.
and then Keegan was walking this way, or two from my right, and I scared him just with a quick snarl and a slap, and he didn't even get scared. He just looked at me and he was like, borders are that way, and I'm like, oh. So I just turned around and walked. And in my head, I'm like, wow, that was awkward.
Like, wow, that didn't work out the way I planned it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was weird.
You're like, well, that's
A little awkward
embarrassing.
on my end. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking. He was probably like, man, that was not scary at all.
Man, that was not what I thought it was gonna be. Try again.
Yeah.
Try again. Come back to
Try
me.
again.
Try
Try
again.
again.
Come back to me. You got it. You got
It's like
it.
telling all the guests, it's like, hey, I want you to look and tell me if he's good or not. All right, do it again.
Do it again. Do what you did again. Do it again.
Right in front of everyone.
Oh man.
But it actually scared me this time.
But actually, yeah, actually scared me this time. Man.
Oi. Did any of your supervisors walk in and you give the chair or you give them a good old heart attack or anything?
Yeah, actually, our supervisors, Skylar walked in, and obviously, I'm like, I'm the only one who can't scare Skylar. Come on, people, because everyone would scare Skylar, but no, actually, I think I got him one time. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
Did
was.
you walk through Austin?
Well, it was okay.
Or every
So
night?
it was a walkthrough, but he was more really like, you know how we do like the final things before we open.
Yes.
So he was looking for us, and
Uh,
he thought I was outside still. He's like, "Hey, where's Squeaks?" Right? And so he starts to go outside. I'm like, "Here I am," and he's like, "Hey, oh, okay, there you are." You can tell he got scared. You're like, "Oh, okay." You're like, "Wait, all right, I got you." Okay, and he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Oh, I thought you were outside." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, out of nowhere, man. You gotta watch out."
Squeaks can come out of nowhere.
Squeaks come out of nowhere, man. He can hurt you. He can keep you in there forever, man. Better watch out.
You see any celebrities go through your mains?
I believe I have, but I didn't know who it was. But I know that there was a celebrity that come through because there's a big camera crew coming in. I'm like, oh, that's a celebrity. I didn't know who it was, but I know it was somebody famous because there was a camera crew. I'm like, oh, that's someone famous I know.
Damn.
I'm like, dang, I can't believe it. And that was on my break, and I just noticed because I went to go see how my partner was doing.
Mhm.
And then like my
You see
partner,
the big old lights?
yeah, you see big old lights. I'm like, oh, what the heck is that? And then I see cameras. I'm like, oh, that's the camera people. That's cool.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
it was quite an
Dope.
experience, man. But I did hear the Kardashians went through our maze, and I'm like, oh wow, that's weird.
Yeah, see, that was the night.
Yeah, that was the night.
That was the night. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't see him, huh?
No, I think I did see him, but I didn't, cause I'm not really like I'm not sure who are. I'm not really too into the Kardashians, so I don't know who it was. But I don't think it was, the one you were thinking. I think it was one of the.
I don't care for them either.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, if that's the Kardashians, all right then. I think I did scare them, and cause I knew it was them because
She dropped 100.
oh yeah, huh? Exactly, right? Man. Oh man. But yeah, so what would you say was your funniest moment on stage? Besides the girl thing, like your
Big girl thing.
yeah,
So I remember this made me break character. I scared a woman. She was pushing her, I guess her husband or someone on a wheelchair,
yeah.
and I, scared her. I did a quick slide and I came up and started snarling and everything, and she let go of the wheelchair and like put her arms up and started screaming, and the wheelchair just kept rolling into the crowd.
No.
And the guy was like, what? And then he was, and at that point, I laughed right there.
You're like
Yeah, it was so hard for me to stay. Yeah, I broke I admit.
Man,
It
that
happens.
the man in the wheelchair
But
was like,
fucking up
"Hey,
right there.
hey, hey, what you doing? Come get me."
To this day, I have no idea where he went.
We will,
Legend has it he's still rolling through the crowds.
we will never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. Go back to Knox, you'll still see him.
Yeah,
You won't.
just going. Hey, I'm
Hopefully he
still
didn't run
going.
into anyone though. So
Yeah, man. Oh,
I probably
man.
should have turned around and checked, but
Yeah.
like run over anyone's toes or something.
But hey, man, my toes. Oh, sorry, my wife let me go.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt me. I have steel toes.
Steel toes, of course.
But like for the rest of the crowd, I prayed for them.
You're like those poor toes that get ran
Yeah,
over.
That was my funniest moment. I think I'm gonna remember that
Yeah,
forever.
we all are. We-
Yeah,
Man.
all of our funniest. Boy, man, you still got your dark ride hat.
Of course, I got my dark ride hat, man.
Of course, huh?
Pride and tree. Then I got the dark ride shirt on right here. Then, wait, hold on.
There it is.
Hold on. Then we got the dark ride hoodie, which has been right here on my chair the entire time, as you can
Yeah,
see.
you got a hoodie.
Yeah, Dark Ride 2021.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I know, right? These were all custom made.
Shit, I didn't get the Ghost Town hoodies.
What?
I
You
only got
didn't?
I got the hat.
You got the hat, but you don't got the
Ghost Town
hoodie.
hat and no, not the hoodie.
Oh
I
man.
bought something else though. Can't remember.
Camera.
But I did buy a sweater my rookie year though.
Ooh,
I bought a sweater
nice.
my rookie year. But for some reason, every time I wear it, oh, okay, I know the reason. It looks like, you know the band Ghost?
Yeah.
So the Ghost Town on the back of the sweater looks like that writing from one of their albums.
Oh.
And every time I wear it, I get a lot of like Ghost fans like, oh, you know, I like this sweater, or what's your favorite song? And I'm always telling them, oh no, it's Ghost Town. I used to work at Scary Farm, but it got to the point where I just like, oh, I just started like listening to a few songs, and I'll just name like one of them.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't listen to the band.
You're like, I don't listen to the band. Me? I don't listen to the band, but you know,
Yeah, me neither.
I
A lot of people have.
a lot of people have. They're like, hey, there it is. I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I've never listened to him, but hey, if it sounds good, I'll probably check him out. To this day, I haven't yet.
Yeah.
It's still yet to come.
Yeah. They're yet to come. Yeah, there's always time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, other than that, I ain't rocking too much
Yeah.
Scary Farm merch.
Nah, man. I have more. I have more merch. I have my rookie hats. Where is it? Let me turn the laptop. Don't get frustrated. There we go. So there's my rookie hat, and then there's another not scary farm hat on that rack up there, but I don't.
Damn.
On that rack up there, but I don't know where it is. It's
Yeah. That hat collection.
That hat collection's coming through, man.
I wish I could find my rookie hat. There it is. Boom. Get that whole door filled.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, I wish I could find my rookie hat.
You lost your
Can't
rookie hat?
I think I did.
How'd you lose your rookie hat, man?
If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I never. When I first got it, I never really wore it out. It was like, I don't know. I don't really wear hats too much.
Yeah.
But it just got misplaced at one point. But I'm pretty sure I know where it is. I just haven't looked.
Right, yeah.
I got my veteran hat though.
Ooh, isn't it that purple one?
No, it's red.
Red. Okay.
Yeah.
Red. Interesting color.
It's on my dresser right now.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
But I know they change colors every year. Yeah, my brother has the purple one. That
Oh,
was
okay.
like, years ago.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
changes
So
color
this
as
year
you
might have
go.
been red. Yeah, which is good. And I
In
know they gave people like 5 years plus. They gave them a water bottle with a speaker built in. It's crazy.
Now, I really hope I stay more than 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Every single year I do this, I'm like, or every single year after, I'm like, man, I hope I can do it next year. Hopefully, the cards play out. So everyone who's been doing it freaking 5, 10, 15, even 30 years, kudos to them. Props to them. That's crazy, man.
Gecko and Otis,
Consecutive.
man. Gecko and Otis.
Exactly.
Those guys are legends.
Right. Yeah. Also, Ed, the Snake, on Ghost Town. He's been on Ghost Town for like 15 years.
I call him Mr.
Crazy.
Snake Man.
Yeah, these guys are legends.
Indeed.
Mr. Snake Man.
Mr. Snake Man. What's up, Mr. Snake Man? You know the whole deal,
Yeah,
man.
man. His little rattlesnake.
His little rattlesnake. Man, like I told you before, I can't be staying at Ghost Town too long.
Yeah.
There's reasons why.
Ghost Town, man.
You gotta get out. You gotta get out of Ghost Town, but
The bride, huh?
we don't talk about it. I can't believe you remember that.
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it, man.
We don't talk about it.
We don't.
Well, that's off the table.
That is off the table. That is definitely off the table.
Once the bride comes,
No.
the way, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Once you see her coming back from break, you're like, all right, it's time to leave Ghost Town. Come back in 45 minutes.
All right, clown, here I come.
Here I clown. Oh
Yeah,
man,
she's scary. She's scary.
definitely scary. Definitely scary. Like I said, now I can't stay in Ghost Town too long, or that will happen.
Nightmares.
Nightmares, yeah. The constant nightmare.
Ghost Town.
You want me to
audition for Ghost Town and boom.
No, I ain't auditioning for Ghost Town. I'm gonna be doing Carnival. Yeah. Definitely staying away from Ghost Town for a while.
Carnival would be cool. I thought about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. Man.
Dope. I remember having a dream about that once.
You had a dream about Carnival?
Yeah, like I was in Carnival. It was
Oh.
weird. It's weird dreaming about haunt.
Hey, it's fun too. Well, it's fun. It is fun until you see your worst fears in your nightmares.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't had a nightmare in a while. Knock on wood, I do, or I don't,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah.
Man.
This water hits different.
I can't believe you remember what I told you I was afraid of. Like, that is an excellent memory you got there, my friend.
Ooh, not entirely. But I do remember.
How do you remember? That's the question.
Don't know. That's weird.
You don't
But
know.
as soon as you brought up, you can't go through Ghost Town. I remember you saying you were scared of the bride. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember.
You're like, oh, I can't believe it.
It's weird how I remember, but yeah, some things just stick to me.
Yeah, you're
And
like,
it pops up at the right moment, apparently.
yeah, you're like, oh, it triggered something.
Yeah, it did. Because other than that, I have a pretty bad memory.
Man. Well, I'm gonna tell you the story of what happened and how we got to that area. I don't know. You're like, here it comes.
Yeah.
I've told the story to my coworkers and to my fellow hunt because my buddy William, or who else? It was William, or it was Michael, or mostly William because he likes to torment me like that. Or my friend or my friend Zachary. Zachary or William. Yeah, they like to torment me. And they're like, "Hey, because we go backstage." Well, okay, actually before I explain that, what do you want? I'm going to tell you the origin story before tell you what happened backstage to increase my fear. So, it was I don't know, it was around 2000. It was around 2017, 18, because I went to Knott's a few times, because I had I've had a discount because of my season pass. I'm like, all right, let's go, have fun.
Nice.
And
Might as well, yeah.
so it's all fun. Met the bride first. I'm like, all right, she's cool, she's a scary actor, she's scary. It's all nice. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, like, hey, there's these cool monsters out there.
Yeah.
And then I think I saw one of your brother because he said he was a werewolf too, right?
You're right.
So I saw your brother doing his thing, and then probably it might be him, but yeah. But yeah, so I remember it was close to the end of the night, and I wanted to get a trip into into Red Barn for the last time before I left. Yeah, I love the chainsaw ending. But yeah, I remember I remember I wanted to get into Red Barn before we had to go home because we wanted to leave 30 minutes before the park closed so we didn't get caught in traffic. And
makes sense.
And so I went. I was doing, I don't know what maze it was. It was Shadowlands. I was getting out of Shadowlands, and I remember I was calling my mother because she was in Ghost Town. She was trying to get some funnel cakes, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, can you go stand in line for the Red Barn and then we can go home?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And so I remember I was going to Ghost Town, and this was like on one of the slow days, so there's not a lot of people left, and it's just slow. And I remember it was a part of Ghost Town where just the fog was just really thick. It was just really thick, and then
Fog alley.
Fog Alley, yeah, exactly. Fog Alley. I was thick in it. And I remember I just walking around, a few people around, and, next thing you know, I started seeing a candle. I'm like, wait, what? What's going on here, Then I started getting scared. The candle went away. I'm like, all right. Here she comes, right? I'm like, okay, the candle goes away. I'm like, okay, where'd the candle go? Like, all right, I guess there's nobody there. I look to my side, there's more of a candle. I'm like, oh, God, no. Here, something's in there, and I don't know what it is. Because, the bride, she blends in with the fog so nicely. I'm like, oh, wow, okay, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So
you can't even see her come out until it's too late.
Yeah. And I just remember she comes out of the fog. Like, there's this area of the fog where it's not as thick, but you can see it's like just a little bit. And I just remember me and her locked eyes, and that was it for me. I just bolted out of there, man. I'm like, nah, I'm out, bro. It's just her contact. Like, she doesn't have eyes. It's like, is she staring at me or what is she looking at? And so I was like, nah, I can't be doing this, man. So I just bolted. I remember I just bolted out of that area and just headed straight to the Red Barn. And I'm like, that's about the time where, that's.
Damn, that's the moment, huh?
That's the moment where I started fearing my entire life.
Damn. Yeah, she doesn't look at you. She looks at your soul.
She looks at your soul, and she don't have pupils, man. Her eyes are all white. You already know she's looking deep down your soul.
Wild.
Yeah. And then I remember.
Dude, I'd be terrified of her too, man.
You should be, man. You don't want to cross paths with her, man.
Scary. I've seen her make a grown man like back up, with his wife. He's like, all right.
Yeah, definitely scary. She don't even have to say anything. She doesn't even do anything. She just the way she moves and just
Turn that candlelight on.
Turn that candlelight on, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh.
I try to. This whole entire year, I try to, make it a mission to not be afraid. But obviously, my buddy William is like tormenting me. He's like, okay. I remember the first time I told him, hey, you know what? I'll be honest. I'll be frank with you. I'm afraid of the bride. She's scary. I'm like, okay. He's like, all right then. And he's like, yeah, I mean, that's not a problem. I'm like, all right, cool. And I remember we went to Cruise Nests backstage because it was our hour and 30-minute break. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go get some lunch. You just stay at this table right here. And so I went to go grab my lunch, right? Then I come outside. Then I noticed William sitting. He attracted a pack of, whatchamacallit, Ghost Town monsters. I'm like, what the?
Monsters?
Yeah, some of the monsters. I'm like, wait, what the heck is going on? I went to go sit next to William. I'm like, what are you doing, William? Well, it's nothing. He's like, nothing. I'm talking to my good friends here from Ghost Town. I'm like, did you tell him anything? He's like, oh, no, I didn't tell him your fear about the bride. And then freaking Virus, man. He has to have all the fun, doesn't he?
Ooh, Virus is a legend too.
Virus. I'm like, Virus heard that. I'm like, oh no, Virus is gonna say something.
That's not good.
He's like, oh, you're afraid of the bride? I'm like, oh no. I don't know what you heard from this guy, but Then I remember Virus was like, oh, you want me to get the bride? I'm like, no. And
Yes.
and I say that at the wrong time. When the wrong things happen at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Well, for them, good things happen at the right time. Because once Virus said that, I didn't know that the bride was walking to go back outside. I'm like, oh man.
Uh-oh.
No. Yeah, and Virus is like, hey, all the monsters from Ghost Town were like, hey, hey, bride, come over here. They're like, what? I'm like, no. I started getting the anxiety again. I'm like, no, not again. Please don't say anything. Do not say a single word. And then they all started laughing. And then, all I remember is things go silent. I'm like, is that it? Is that it? We're good, right? I look up and everyone's smiling. Everyone has a fat smile on their face. I'm like, what are you guys smiling about? I look over to my buddy William. He's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good, right? He's like, he still has a smile on his face. I'm like, what are you guys laughing at? And then I look to my side, and there she was sitting right next to me. I'm like, oh man, no.
Oh damn, she snuck up on you.
She snuck up on me, and then she scares me. I just remember, she just scares me, and I just go like, oh no. Man, it was just...
What, she made a noise?
Yeah, she made a noise. She made her legendary scream sound. I'm like, oh no. That terrified me. Man, I was like,
That's a scar right there.
I'm like, no, I can't get over that now. Man, it was... And I just remember every time I see him, I'm like, nah, man, we can't.
Turn the other way, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to turn the other way. I'm like, no. And then there was another...
No, bride, you've scared me too many times.
You scared me too many times, and you actually got me this last time. I'm like, nah. Man, I'm telling you, man. I feel like that was the most scariest part of the season for me. And the most funniest for my buddy William. I think it was the funniest for most of the the veterans that were right there that night. It was like, man, dang. Getting scared in front of the veterans, man, that ain't a good look.
That ain't a good look.
That ain't a good look. Now they're going to remember.
With the bride, too, man. With the bride.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe one day.
Bride's going to remember that.
Oh, yeah. She's definitely going to remember that. Man, she's going to... I can't believe it, dude. It was just... Whew.
Gotta watch out.
Gotta watch out, dude.
Gotta watch out.
Man, it's like your
Wait,
fear. It was like your fear of clowns, but now it's just. Now I can't go to weddings,
yeah,
dude.
maybe.
I can't go to weddings
No, I
anymore.
can't go to.
I can't go to freaking weddings anymore, brother. Too much is
Oh
at
damn.
stake. Oh man.
Next invitation you get is gonna be like, nah, yeah, I can't.
You're
Why
like,
can't you? Yeah, no, I just can't.
I
I
just,
can't explain it.
I can't explain it. It's difficult. No, tell me. I'm afraid of
Yeah.
your wife. What do you mean you're afraid of my wife? Aren't you guys? Aren't you guys cool? Yeah, but
She's a bride.
she's a bride. And yeah, well, we don't do. Me and brides don't do well. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be an awkward conversation. Oh man, man. But
Never go to weddings.
I'm never going to weddings. Never going to weddings. Never again.
Funny.
What about you? Like, have your friends ever, or coworkers there, have they ever been scared by you, or have they ever been scared by another one of the monsters that work at Scary Farm?
Um, my only none of my friends really, I guess, are into Scary Farm,
Yeah.
but one of them went this past year and was just watching me scare.
Wow.
But yeah. Other than that, nothing really. But yeah, no, never mind. He didn't go. I was about to say my other friend did go, but he
But he didn't
didn't
go.
go. He ended up canceling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. About
Um.
it. Just one friend.
So what was your what was your routine for Scary Farm before, like, the day of, let's say if it was your day off, what would be your routine for our Scary Farm? Or
Like to get ready for it.
yeah, like, let's say if it was your day off, because I know you'd probably sleep in because you wake up early for work. But like, yeah, what would be your
Yeah.
your routine for Scary Farm from start to finish?
Like on a weekend or
Yeah, on a weekend.
okay. I'd probably wake up at like 12, maybe. I'm going to sleep at like 3, 4,
Yeah,
and then honestly just be pretty dead to move, move or anything. So I'd be laying down for like an hour, and then
yeah,
after that hour, I'd get up, take a shower, make myself something to eat, and then by that time, because I would always leave like my house at like 4:30 ish, because I have to clock in at 6:15,
yeah,
and it would take me like 30 to 40, 30 to 40 minutes to get to haunt.
yeah.
Wait, yeah, about that time. But yeah. So I would have all my clothes out, sprayed and dried the night before, because I had to spray them every night with like Febreze, and my mom made me a disinfectant laundry thing. I would spray it every night and just
Yeah,
hang dry everything, just take everything out of my hot box,
yeah,
and then next morning put everything back in, and then uh, get ready to go. But on the way there, there's windows down, music bumping. I'd be blasting like heavy, like rock, anything like that, just pumps me up.
yeah,
But yeah, dude, because it was like just a mental thing. You got to get yourself ready,
yeah,
and then even walking in, I'll come in with my headphones in. I don't know. I feel like getting ready while being in my zone will help me, I guess, get through the night in a way that'll be entertaining to the guests and help me stay in character. Help me focus.
yeah.
I guess, pretty much. But
Wow.
I never really had like a set routine, just because every day was different. Like especially on the days I have to work, that was wild. I
Yeah,
go straight from work absolute nuts. And sometimes there was one night where I was like an hour late because they wouldn't let me leave. So I had to call, and it was a big mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. It was a tough season.
Yeah, it was.
That is
Especially,
for everyone.
yeah,
Not,
especially
not
since we're
great
getting
on the
back
part,
into
man.
this. Yeah, and especially since we're getting back into the swing of things since COVID, you know.
Exactly, exactly.
So we're trying to get our momentum
Taking a year
back.
off really, yeah, taking a year off really, does something.
It does.
But it's awesome to see everyone, catch their mojo, catch their groove back,
Yeah,
with such
exactly.
ease too, with such ease. It was cool. It was a cool thing to see.
Exactly. You know, it was a
I
rocky.
don't think I ever really took into consideration like, yeah, yeah.
It was a rocky.
But I never really took into consideration like, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, no. I'll let you finish.
Okay. Yeah, I never really took into consideration. If we had a year off and you know we're back this year. Be thankful for it. So I
Yeah.
guess over the time, it took me time to realize and appreciate it. But yeah,
Indeed. Yeah, I mean it was a
what
rocky. It
were you
was.
gonna say?
I mean it was a rocky start for everyone. You know, obviously
Hmm.
we have a few things going to happen, but I believe by the third week we had everything back to where it should be.
Right,
Well, I believe, but
right.
that's what most of the the veterans would tell me. I was like, hey, we had a rocky start, but
Hmm.
we got ourselves back into the groove. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good to
Hmm.
hear that everyone's back into the whole thing of
Hmm.
because obviously a year off
Hmm.
will knock you off a few steps, and you're like, all right, you got to get yourself back into the
Exactly,
momentum of
exactly,
hunting stuff. So hopefully now that
exactly.
everything's settled down more, we can get straight back into that momentum. We can keep that momentum
Yeah.
going, and I guess I heard that there's gonna be a new way to get a rehire, so I'm looking forward to that. Did you hear about that? I guess they're
Oh,
gonna
really?
yeah, I guess they're gonna have a
I did
new
not.
yeah, they're gonna have a new
You
way to rehire, yeah.
really?
Yeah. I
Like,
didn't
you find that on like their page or what?
No, a few actors told me that they were gonna change the way that they're doing the rehire. So
Uh-oh.
yeah, so but
Because I
I
know you. Did you have to audition on like on Zoom and stuff, or send in a recording?
yeah I sent in the recordings for my audition.
You think they're talking about something like that?
Probably, I think they're gonna have to do that for the re-audition. Cause how did you guys do the
I
re-audition this
assume
year?
so. Well, I didn't re-audition. They just called me, did the phone interview, just the basic questions like how you would act in this sort of situation, like if in case in the event a guest touches you,
Yeah.
um, stuff like that, and then just HR stuff, and boom, got my spot back. But
Oh, so that was it.
I guess they only do that for new auditions. Yeah, because everyone that I met that was coming in new, they told me they had to do that that same thing, that same process.
Yeah, it
So
was.
maybe they're making everyone re-audition and send it in.
Yeah, I mean
I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm not really into the whole. I do really want to experience that whole not scary farm authentic audition. I want to have that fight for the position thing.
Right?
I feel like
Like in
it's
person and everything.
yeah. I feel like that would work better. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like this online audition, man, it's just not the way to go. I feel like it's.
Well,
eh,
I feel like the online audition gives them a better perspective on where to place
yeah.
people, because people have different strengths and abilities. Like this person can probably speak a certain way, so she will do really good in going 20s, or et cetera, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just uh, could be.
It could be. Yeah. It just. I mean, obviously. I mean, with the online thing, I feel just because the problem is, I feel like it's not like oh, it's not back to back, so people can take their time and
Hmm.
change their character. But obviously in Han it doesn't happen like that. You gotta change your character like quick. You don't get like 3 tries
Hmm.
just to get it right. You
Hmm.
gotta get it
No,
right.
yeah, yeah. But on the online thing, wasn't it a like a timer?
Yeah, it was a timer, but obviously,
Mm.
obviously it's just
You could just delete it.
yeah, you could just delete it and then try again. I'm like,
Oh
yeah.
man.
You're like, no, it doesn't work like that. I don't like that at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, never mind. That's not a good system.
No, I
Yeah.
just, I just, I just hope like if they do the online, it's like a one take, one thing. If you do
That's
that,
true.
if you do
Or
that,
at
it's
least
over.
like this, a video call, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Just so that's live. Just so that's live.
Just a live thing,
Get a group of people in, Zoom call, boom,
Boom,
and then
vámonos.
you can spot them out. Which one's
Be
which one's
like,
the best?
please leave a call if you're not here anymore. I'm like, all right, bye. Ah
Yeah.
man,
All right.
you're like, hey, try again next year, bud. You did great, but we're not. You're not what we're looking for. You're like, ah, dang it.
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it.
Yeah. At least you wanted to drive over here in your living room.
Yeah. You're saying you're in your
That's
living room,
right there.
but I guess people were saying that
Yeah.
there used to be a camp out. I'm like, oh man, that sounds awesome. The Not Scary Farm camp
Oh
out, man.
yeah, I remember that.
Did you have to
Yeah, I
do
remember that.
did you have to do the camp out or?
No, no, 2019. It was just online. They had already switched to that type of like online system where you get
Oh,
your appointment time online. But like
ah,
camping out, it's like first come first serve.
yeah.
That's
I missed that, dude.
crazy. So you want a street spot, you gotta pick that night.
Yeah, you gotta
You gotta
sleep
sleep
out.
over that night.
You gotta
That's
sleep
wild.
outside.
And that's when Scary Farm was like those monsters were like hardcore.
Yeah,
You guys were wild.
I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that I went to Scary Farm in I forgot what year I said, but I went as a kid to Scary Farm. And I'm like, wow, these monsters are really really into it, just like we are.
Yeah,
The monsters back then were so really really into it.
exactly.
They probably
Exactly.
we probably
Exactly.
calmed down just one
It's a
notch.
different experience as a kid.
Yeah, it is. It's like more. It's like when you're a little kid, it's scary, bro. It's a lot more
Yeah.
scarier.
Like I think I went when I was in like sixth grade, seventh grade. That was my first time. So like, but the year prior, I went to Horror Nights, and that was my first like ever haunt experience.
Wow.
And I was terrified out of my mind because the saw maze terrified me. But going to haunt, I was like going to Scary Farm. I was like, wow, like this is. I loved it way more than Universal. I saw more actors putting their all. It was just, I guess, creativity to me.
Yeah, creativity.
Yeah,
I like that. The whole authentic
yeah,
creativity. The whole this and this.
exactly,
I just. Oh,
exactly.
I remember. It was the year Uncle Bobo's Big Top of the Bazaar and Slaughterhouse were still there.
Ooh, Uncle Bobo's.
Uncle.
Oh, I love Slaughterhouse.
Man, they should bring those mazes
Bring up
back.
memories I forgot I had.
Yeah, bro.
Forgot about those mazes.
Man,
Damn,
I can't.
that's crazy.
I just remember, man, just the whole big giant pile of turd just waiting for us at the end of the maze. I'm like, man,
Poop.
poop.
Was that one of the- There it is.
Apparently, Uncle Bobo's popcorn
You know
is.
what was my favorite back then?
Tell me,
Endgame.
Endgame. Oh man. Ooh. A
Yep.
lot of-
Yeah, I don't know. That was my favorite.
Gladiator.
The
Gladiator.
soundtrack, everything got me so pumped.
Just Gladiator stuff, man.
Yep.
It's just wow.
That
I
was it.
I feel like they should
I
bring.
loved it.
I feel like for the anniversary that's coming up, I feel like they should just bring one of those mazes back for a year. You know, bring up a
Which one would you prefer?
Slaughterhouse. Definitely, they got to bring that one back. That one came back before, and I believe it was coming back
Slaughterhouse?
again. Yeah, Slaughterhouse, man.
Yeah.
I love
I
Slaughterhouse.
was gonna say Slaughterhouse too. If they revamped it,
Oh,
that'd be
man.
dope.
Hey, they brought it back once, and they're gonna bring it back
Yeah.
again.
They brought it back once. What do you mean? When?
I'll tell you right now, cause I heard that Slaughterhouse was here 2 times. Let me find out on
Oh.
on the lucky internet here. Isn't the internet fun?
When they brought. It is true that. But when they brought out Red Barn, I was getting similar vibes to Slaughterhouse. I don't know why. That was just me though.
I was too. Uncle Willie's Slaughterhouse. Oh yeah. So it was the maze that ran.
Slaughterhouse.
It was the maze that ran Not Scary Farm in 1987, bro.
What?
1987.
Gosh, I didn't know it was that old.
And then it came back in 2008.
Oh, see, that's around the time when I went in it. They brought it back.
If that doesn't tell you that mazes can't make a
Oh, they
return.
brought back Dominion. Yeah.
What was the
I
last
remember Dominion of the Damned.
Dominion of the when okay, you know what? I'm gonna find out right now when Dominion of the Dam was there. Or do you know when Dominion of the Dam was there first?
Not first. I want to say like the 90s, maybe 2000s, but I know they did bring it back. 'Cause I remember going into it and then hearing, oh yeah, they used to have this name before and they brought it back, but I can't remember what year. Oh, let's say like 2000. So that's just taking a lucky guess.
Oh man, Dominion started in 1996.
Oh, so close. 1996. The 90s. 96.
And then
it came back.
in 2012.
Yep, there it is.
The song the song that is used in the maze is
The only
called
one that I remember that came back.
the song. It's funny because the song used in the maze is called "Host of Seraphim" by Dead Can Dance.
Dead Can Dance. What's the song name?
I can't pronounce that word, but it's Host Os.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Host Os Seraphim. I'm gonna send it to
Spell
you.
it?
I'm gonna send it to you. Let's see.
Because if I remember correctly, that soundtrack was like very mellow, you know.
Yeah.
Host Os. Oh shoot. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're bringing back a lot of memories, man.
Damn. That's good. Haunt memorabilia. Dead Can Dance. Got it. Nice.
Nice.
Alright, that's on my to-do list for later.
Yeah. The one that was named prior to Dominion of the Dead is Dominion of the Dead.
Yeah, Dominion of the Dead. Now I remember.
Now you remember, yeah. They're twins.
I remember. They're twins. Same maze, just different names.
Exactly.
I
Man,
remember. Yeah, that maze was very dark.
I don't know, man. What about Voodoo? Did you like Voodoo? I like Voodoo. I like Voodoo.
I loved Voodoo.
You gotta.
That was awesome.
I think it should
I
have
thought-
stayed
I
one
thought
more
we were
year.
outside.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I thought I had like one more year in it. Same thing as Paranormal, you know?
Paranormal. No, I can't believe
Yeah,
it
it kept
retired this year.
Oh, that's its last year.
Man, everyone wanted to go to
in about
paranormal.
like 10 years, it's gonna come back.
Yeah, it's gonna come back.
I didn't get the chance to go in it, unfortunately.
What?
Not this year, at least.
That was a priority. Everyone
I
had
know.
to go through it.
I know.
Man.
I even told myself I wanted to go through it, but we waited in the line, and it was already like 12:30ish, close to 1, and my mom was like super tired, and the line was like said an hour 30 minutes, hour 40 minutes. So we got in the line, and then my mom was like, I want to go home. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Ah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Time to go.
Time to go home. But
Okay, though. It's okay, though. I experienced it.
Yeah, you did. We all experienced it. I experienced it 2 times.
Yeah. Do what? Oh, wow. Nice.
It was fun, man.
I like the part where the dude on stilts just pops out of nowhere. That's my scare right there.
The dude on stilts.
My type of scare.
I like the guys on stilts. I like everyone on stilts.
Yeah.
What about the sacrifice ritual? I like that room too. I like to.
In Voodoo?
No, in paranormal.
Sacrifice ritual. What room is
I think that was like, if I remember, that was the room with the cage.
With the guy coming down on the bungee?
Yes, that room.
Okay. Where you like circle around him, you walk around him?
Yes, that room.
I got you.
I like that
I got
room.
you.
I just like how they made
That's
the.
trippy.
I just like how they made the floor just glow red. I was like, dang, dude, they really just put effort into that.
Yeah. Yeah. I also like the vibrating floors they have in some of the mazes.
Dark entities.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
dark
Dark
entities.
Entities was good when I went in it.
I feel bad for dark entities. It's one of the less popular ones, but it's a good one.
It is. It is. When I went in it this past year, I went in it with low expectations because I've been in it. I went in it the first year, and I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was probably just me.
Yeah.
But this year, I don't know, man. It was just different.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I'm feeling it this year. These monsters are going hard. It's probably just because I have a higher respect for all the monsters around. That probably makes my experience better.
Yeah.
But yeah. Dark Entities went hard though.
Dark entities are surviving all these sorts of, all these sorts of years. I thought it was gonna leave. I thought Dark Entities was gonna be retired early, but when they said that paranormal, that was a big surprise. I'm like, what? Dang, I was surprised.
Paranormal's been here for what, like 6-7 years?
Yeah, paranormal. It's been there for
About like 7 years, right?
yeah, quite a long time.
Yeah, that's a trooper right there. That's a trooper.
And
a long name.
it's gonna come back like Slaughterhouse did, and Dominion. Quote me on that, man.
Exactly.
Quote me on that.
Exactly. Give it about 10 years. Give it about 10 years, and you see this maze pop back. And once it does, the first year, I'm coming. I'm there.
Me too. I'm going back. Going on my day off and be like, "What's up? What's up, man?"
Marking it in my calendar right now.
Be like, "Here it is. Dark Entities is gonna
in the year 2029.
In the year 2029, Paranormal is gonna come back. Dark Entities is gonna be gone." I'm like, "Wait, what?" It's gonna. But what about Dark Ride, man? That maze has survived a long, long time.
When was the Dark Ride's first year?
2018.
2016, I knew it. I went in it its first year. I loved that maze.
It's changed a lot since then.
Once or twice.
It's
I've only
changed.
been in it once or twice. 2016, 2017.
It's changed a lot since then.
Yeah. Damn.
That maze is almost
Like
10 years old.
Almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
Jeez,
2022, man.
time flies.
Indeed it does.
Indeed.
It's 6 years old right now. Believe that. It's 6 years old.
It's 6 years old.
6.
Dark ride.
Dark ride.
Crazy.
It's
I
out.
remember going in a brand new. Damn.
It's changed a lot since then.
And to
but
think about it,
we
Mesmer
still
would
love
have
it.
been 2 years old.
Yeah. Mesmer is 2 years old. But people keep
Yeah, basically, technically.
yeah, because it's it was a thought of idea for the 2020 season, but
Exactly.
so it's basically 2 years old. But people are gonna say it's 1 year old, but that's all right. They're just confused.
Yeah, but I'm gonna count it as one. I'm gonna count it as one.
Me.
They're keeping it up year round though, so.
Yeah.
Year
They're
round maze.
They're gonna keep it up year round. Is that
Yeah.
what wow. Okay.
That's what they normally do for that maze in the back. I'm pretty sure.
Man, I mean that's less work.
Ooh.
Man. So like how do you how much time do you give before you start preparing for the next season that comes for Haunt?
These past 2 years, I have not given myself any time, barely. I'm not gonna lie.
You're like when the audition starts, then you start.
Yeah, honestly. Because my first year, I was just going to school. I just had my main focus on that.
Yeah.
And then my second year, I was just working every day. So I don't know. I never really took the time to get ready. Okay, I did take some time for my costume, but that's about it. Like at least like a week or two before. But I kind of just rushed it. Not rushed it, but I got it done.
You got it done. It's not quite finished, but you got it done.
I thought it. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like I can add to it over the years, and I definitely can over the season.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Yeah, they won't say anything.
so after the season, what do you sometimes like to put your costume on and make some TikTok? No, I'm kidding.
Just dance in my bathroom.
Dance in the bathroom
Costume and everything.
in costume, but like it's bear claw dancing.
Yeah. I have my haunt box locked up in the garage right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's been a while since I've just seen it or full.
You're like I have my haunt box is in the closet next door right now. I think. Where is it? Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's in the closet right now. My haunt box.
Oi.
Oi.
I'm sorry, my aunt just came home.
Oh no, you're fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, my haunt box is in the closet. It's not behaving. It's just being a haunt box and not trying to stay inside the closet. So it thinks it's Halloween. It still thinks it's Halloween. So it's patient.
Yeah.
It's getting
Mine's
impatient.
Mine's got like actual spider webs and everything on it.
Oh man. Check for spiders, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like spiders.
Spiders creeping all over. You don't know when they're gonna bite you.
I won't be checking. I won't be checking for them either.
Hey, but I think you should. Otherwise, you're gonna have Otherwise, you're gonna have a spider in your haunt box, and then next you know, you're gonna get a spider bite, and then you're gonna be Spider-Man next.
Well, hopefully that happens.
Defeat all the villains.
Yeah. Low-key, I just recently watched Spider-Man.
I did too.
The first movie with Tobey Maguire.
Oh
I've
wow.
never been into anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Just 'cause
I
my sister
go-
got
I-
into it, so
Are you going to
I was
watch
like
the new
that.
Spider-Man?
Probably not. Um, but like if anyone or if my sister wants to go again, I'll probably just go. I'll probably go just to go.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I was gonna say, I'd rather you just push the button for me. See how this hit the red button for me?
Yeah. All right.
You got it? Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Here.
I'm sorry about that, man.
No, you're good, brother. You're good. Man, let's see.
Yeah, we just got a crazy household.
Where are we at right now? Let me check. It's already 8 o'clock. What do you know? Oh, man. Ooh. Almost 2 hours? Let me see. We are 2 hours and 26 minutes into this. Weird. Isn't that something?
Like we said, time flies, huh?
Time flies, brother. And I'm pretty sure you got the rest of the night, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. So I believe. Do you have any final thoughts?
You hoping to come back?
I'm hoping to come back. Are you hoping to come back?
All right. Heck yeah.
I think everyone's hoping to come back.
Yeah. Other than that, man, I just want to say thank you for, taking the time to have me on your show, your podcast.
Oh, no,
But
no problem, dude.
this is a cool thing you're doing, man. Because I've never done something like this, or like a podcast or anything, or just to even have the chance to talk about my haunting experience or haunt in general. Because I love it.
Yeah. I believe everyone should get a chance to talking about haunt,
Yeah, man. You gotta spread the word, spread the love.
Man. But, yes, before I do actually let you go, I'm going to ask you, because you know more than I do, what do you got to tell the young people that want to join our family or any other haunt-related family?
Okay. I would say to have fun with it and to make the character, whatever character it is you're doing, yours, and just as soon as you embrace your character, you can turn it into whatever you want. You can go in many different directions with it and just let loose.
Yeah.
I would say just being comfortable in your own character helps out when you're out in front of a guest. Because if you're able to act, as you should, the guest is going to believe that you are that person or you are that clown. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I would just, man, and just don't be scared. Don't be hesitant. Just, I guess, give it your all.
Give it your all. Just be the best, man.
Yeah.
Let's see
Best,
here.
be the creativist, whatever word.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, yeah, I forgot to show you. Got 2 Not Scary Farm. Bought it from this guy. What's his name? I can't remember names that well. Where'd he go? I lost the guy. I don't know what happened. I just had his...
Cool. What happened?
I'm trying to look for him. I don't know where he went. There was a guy... Hold up. What happened to him, huh?
Uh-oh. You lost him.
I lost him. What happened?
What was it?
Where is he? No, he's not here. Seriously, I lost the guy? No, wait. It's not here. It's not on this account. It's on that one. Sorry, my bad. I was on the wrong account.
Uh-oh.
There he is. There he is. Artists. Rando Mink. I don't know how to say that name correctly. But I bought 2 of his cards. Thread. Wait, come on. Get into picture.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's got her little knife. I'm like, okay, cool.
There's monsters coming out with trading cards now, or their own cards.
Yeah, exactly. This man's making them cards. Screamojis. And then, of course, because we talked about it earlier, and because I need a reminder of why to be scared. We got the bride.
Yo.
Dude.
Got her own card too.
She got her own card
That's
with
sick.
the legendary candle.
Hey.
Wow.
That's sick.
It is definitely sick, but scary at the same
That's
time.
sick.
Indeed. It's
Yo, I keep that one in the back just so I don't get scared.
yeah, we keep it. We keep it. We keep it, but we keep an eye on it. We don't want to summon somebody. We don't want to summon someone we don't want to,
Exactly.
bring out.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. I think that's it for tonight. I'm gonna let you get off and enjoy the rest of the night with your family.
Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, man. I'm
I'm
gonna have to.
with me and everything.
I'm gonna have to bring you back soon, man.
All right, let's do it.
All right, brother. Well, take care of yourself and have a good day.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Appreciate it. You too.
Yeah, man. And
Take care.
for the people and for the guests, I want to thank all of them. We're gonna let you go so we can wrap things up on our end. But hopefully you guys did enjoy the show. We're gonna come back with episode 3 soon. We're still figuring out. Sloppy here. Schedule got a little sloppy. We're gonna try to get ourselves back on track. But until then, enjoy. Check out our other one with the one and only Sacrifice.